Welcome to Butterfield Backstage Banter, the BSP podcast where host Jessica DeMent is joined backstage by her guests to banter about theater at Butterfield in Gainesville, Texas.
Hello and welcome to Butterfield Backstage Banter. I am your host, Jessica DeMent, and today I am joined by two of our actresses in our upcoming show, The Wolves. This is Beatrix Harris and Della Walterscheid. Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Before we begin, can you tell the audience a little bit about your theater background?
I played the most recent acting role I've ever done before this was Toto in Into the Woods. So I'm not that big of an actor. I do mostly tech stuff, so this is a really big switch for me. But
Hi. I do theater at my school. I am used to doing musicals more than like heavier one acts plays like how this one is. At Butterfield, I have done Frozen Junior. That was my first one, actually. That's what got me into theater. Very thankful for that. I also did Mary Poppins. I did another one act. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't remember the name, but it was very fun. I was in Mary Poppins, like I said. I was also in Elf Junior. And last year, for my freshman year at high school, we did The Little Mermaid. I was Ursula. And this year, we're doing a Night on Broadway thing, and I'm very excited for that.
That sounds very fun. Definitely a change for you to go from tech to acting, and a bit of a change for you for not doing so much musical theater, but it sounds like you've got quite a few acting experiences, so that's fun. Can you each tell me which character you play in the show and whether or not you identify with your character?
I play 46, and I kind of do, which is really sad because she's not that great. But because I moved here really recently, like 2 years ago. So, it's just a big, like, I understand how she feels. I understand feeling like an outcast and different, especially whenever everybody knows each other. So, yeah.
Yeah, major small town things right there. My character is number 7. Her name is Alex in the show. We found that out. She's one of the few ones that is actually named at some point. I identify with her in some aspects. She is not a girl's girl, but she clearly has a lot of anger, probably a lack of attention from her parents, and I can relate to being more of an angry person. But unlike her, I have learned to manage it and deal with it over time. And if she was a real person, I'd wish her the best.
That's very sweet. That's good that you've learned to work with your anger. So, and I do want to circle back to what you said about, being new and kind of feeling like the outcast. That definitely is something I feel like a common theme a lot of people can identify with, especially, in a small town. I moved to Gainesville in the middle of my high school years, and that was a huge transition, especially because, like y'all had said, when everybody knows everybody and you're the only one that nobody knows, it's hard to kind of find where you fit when everybody's already found that. So I'm sorry you identify with your character in that way, but I'm glad that you're finding your place here at Butterfield. That's exciting. When Allison and I sat down and chatted about the show, we discussed some of the heavier topics that the show covers. Can y'all talk a little bit about how some of those topics impact your characters and how your characters kind of work through those or deal with those or don't deal with those maybe?
So my character kind of has a big mouth, so I think throughout the show she learns that it's better to just shut up instead of just trying to fit in. But she's the worst, so it's fine.
That's a little dramatic.
Well, it is the theater, so.
Yeah. My character, she, are spoilers like a thing? Well, it's brought up pretty soon.
I mean, it's theater. Anybody
Yeah.
can read a script.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So my character, she has a boyfriend who is a bit older than her, and it is implied that she was pregnant, but she said that she just took Plan B, but teenage girls being how they are, misheard. It goes around as it being an abortion, but it was actually just Plan B. And that was part of the reason that something else happens later on in the show. I'm not going to spoil anything. You got to come watch it. But that definitely, I feel like mainly having an older boyfriend whenever she's still in high school and he is like a freshman in college probably affected her because she probably knew him whenever he was in high school. And I don't want to say she got groomed, but in most situations like that, there is a maturity difference. And that has probably made her a bit more arrogant and maybe a bit more like standoffish because she thinks that she's so mature and she knows everything because she has this older boyfriend and he probably tells her that she's like mature for her age and things like that. Just really
as they do.
They must share a script or something.
Yeah.
But that definitely has impacted her throughout the show in some sort of way.
I can imagine so. Let me see here. What's my next question? Before the show, have either of you played soccer? And if so, well, I'll let you answer that question first and then we'll follow up.
Yes, I played soccer for like 5 years. So some might say I'm a soccer pro.
Mm-hmm. And how have your soccer pro skills transferred onto the stage?
Not very well. For one of the scenes, I have to juggle a soccer ball. And let's just say I'm having some trouble learning how to do it. But that's all.
I have never played soccer before. They were like, because originally I was 46, but cast got changed around. But whenever Allison first told me, she was like, "You're gonna have to learn how to do a bicycle kick and juggle the soccer ball." I'm just saying basketball, but she's like, "You're gonna have to learn how to do a bicycle kick and juggle the soccer ball." And I was like, "Pardon?" So, yeah, no experience.
Has it been challenging for you learning how to do the skills that you need for the show?
Really, no, because I just have to do like simple passing and then this simple drill that was really easy to learn, and learning how to kick the soccer ball decently was pretty easy. Obviously, I'm not Olympic ready, but
yeah,
it wasn't too hard, I don't think.
That's
especially
good.
since I already play sports and things like that. So
you're a little naturally athletically inclined.
I wouldn't say that, but
you're like, I won't go that far with it.
I'm decently uncoordinated.
That's fair. What are some of the challenges that y'all have faced in the show from an acting standpoint?
I guess this isn't really like an acting challenge, but it is a challenge because I'm in 2 different shows right now, which is insane. And my other director is evil, so it's like doesn't really. He's evil.
JK director doesn't see this show.
JK, Mr. Jackson, you're the best. But it's just it's a lot, just doing a bunch of stuff all at once. But I mean, I love this show. I love this cast, so it keeps me motivated, keeps me going.
That's good.
I love you too. Anyways, for me, kind of like the same thing as her. From an acting standpoint, I think, like trying to play my character, it was like a little hard to get into the habit of being so confrontational. Because in general, I'm not a very confrontational person. Like I will stand my ground when I need to, but number 7 really goes, and she kind of picks and prods and pokes the bear in a lot of situations. But then just like there's a hair. Sorry.
It's okay.
But just like in general, same thing as her, it's harder for me because I live about 30 minutes away. I'm not gonna say where, but I live about 30 minutes away, and I don't have my license yet because I'm not old enough. So my mom has to drive me, and she's very busy because she's a real estate agent, and being a mom is a full-time job. And so with her driving me, I try my hardest to like be accurate about what time I'm getting out, but it's like kind of wishy-washy sometimes. And then I also have basketball, And I've just started taking cheer lessons so I can try out next year. So there's just a lot going on, but I feel like I'm handling it pretty well.
Oh, well, that's good. Thank you to Mama Walterscheid for taking you around and letting you be a part of this.
Yes, she's awesome. Thank you, Mama.
Shout out to all the moms. What are some of the highlights of this process for y'all so far? There you go. It's reconnecting. I think you just muted it. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. We're having a tiny little malfunction. There we go. You're back on now.
What was the question?
What have some of the highlights of the process been for you so far?
I guess, I don't know. Everything is so awesome. And just like everyone is so kind. And it's like everybody in the show is a really amazing person, and I love all of them so much. So, I guess every moment with them, every time I get to laugh with these people that I cherish so very much is a highlight.
I think I agree with her. I've gotten to reconnect with some people in the cast that I haven't seen in a while because I've been pretty busy and I haven't been able to do other shows in like a year and a half maybe. So it's really nice to see people that I already know. It's really nice to meet new people that I very much enjoy being around. Meeting Allison was also great. She's very funny. Love it. And like you said, just like the cast is just so full of like really nice people. And another highlight is I have an excuse to not do my homework or my laundry at home. So that's nice.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah, I agree. Theater is such a fun way.
Where's the button?
The button's on the bottom underneath the clippy. Do y'all have any funny stories or wins that you would like to share with the audience? Pertaining to the show. I mean,
I know
that's a really broad question.
Well, my favorite thing is that her character hates my character, but in real life, we're in love.
Yes.
Aww.
No, I guess it's just like everybody is like really drastically different from their character except for Olivia, I guess. She's just fun like that. But yeah, everybody's, I guess, just like, like it's funny seeing the transfers between the two of them.
That's good.
So, funny story for me is actually pertaining to my family wanting to come watch this show. So, background information, my mom's parents are both Jehovah's Witnesses. For anyone that doesn't know what that is, that's like a Christian or a Catholic times 200. And, the amount of times that I say curse words in this show and how my character took plan B, I was like, I don't want my family to come here. And so we were going to a football game for my cousin, and my nanny and papa were walking with me and my mom. And my nanny asked my mom, she was like, so when is the show? And my mom, like, I'm not kidding, she was like walking like this, facing the football field, and she whipped her head and she said, you're not going. My nanny was like, why are you so aggressive about this? And my mom was like, her role got changed. And she was like, are you the one that cusses? And I was like,
are you the one that cusses?
And I was like, yeah, I am actually. So it was like, it was funny in the moment just to like see my mom like shut that down so fast because my nanny's like read the preview for it and whatever, so she knows about number 7 being like, a
little rough around the edges.
Yeah, a little rough around the edges, something that would get her heart rate spiked a little. Some of the words that I have to say, she definitely would not like to see or hear coming out of my mouth. So, a little awkward, but very funny. But I think that my Mimi, my dad's mom, is going to show up, even though I've told her not to. Yes. She said that she'll decide if it was worth it or not after she sees. So
That is fair. I think this is actually a good time for me to take an opportunity to remind our audience that The Wolves is an R-rated show, largely in part due to the language and the heavy topics. So please be mindful when you are buying your tickets for who you are bringing to watch the show, or whether you yourself will choose to watch the show if that is something that you may feel might ruin the enjoyment of the theater for you. To wrap up, can you each tell our audience why you think they should not miss this show, with the exception of the Mimi?
It's the greatest show ever. And it's funny and serious, and it touches on a lot of topics that need to be touched on in some ways, I think. Like abortion. Like it really puts you in the mind of a teenage girl who is just doing what she can, I guess. Did you want
I think she's eager to talk.
I can't believe you dropped the A word.
I know. She had the list. It's okay. It's deep enough in the video. YouTube won't care.
So, me, I think that this is a good show for maybe like, okay, not necessarily a good show for people who have daughters, but it's more like it's eye-opening, I'd say, because being a teenage girl now versus like, you know, like 5 or 10, 20 years ago is so different. Like, it's just so different because of like the internet, social media, like beauty standards changing and evolving. Like, teenage girls can be mean, they can be vicious, and also the expectations that other people put on them, or that even they put on themselves, it's just like it's so much, and not every girl is the same. Like, not every girl puts a ton of pressure on themselves. Not every girl can relate to everything in this show, because, you know, like, that's heavier topics. But in my experience as a teenage girl, I think I'm actually like a pro on this topic. I do happen to be one. In my experience as a teenage girl, even if we don't all have the same life stories, we can all relate to this feeling. And it's very common for teenage girls. Like, at their core, we have a sense of togetherness, and like we kind of have to stick out for each other. And it's nice whenever adults don't act like they know what it was like to be a teenage girl, because it's just different than how it was. And I think, you know, it's a good show to see, kind of
give that insight into what it's like to be a teenage girl now.
Lots of perspectives. Good point.
Lots of perspectives, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies.
And it's funny.
And
we have some funny moments,
which is important. Humor definitely balances out some of that heavier stuff sometimes. But, well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you both. For anyone who would like to get tickets are available online at butterfieldstage.org, or you can call our box office and get tickets. Make sure to check below for the details as far as our website and everything like that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank y'all for joining us. Have a great day. Oh,
it is also in the downstairs theater, so don't go upstairs. That's very important. You will miss the show.
Yes, we are in the downstairs in the little Carnegie Theater. Yes.
Bad Butterfield After Dark.
Yes. Thank you, ladies, so much. It was such a joy to have you on. Thank you all for joining us today and for viewing. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you for joining us. For more information, please visit butterfieldstage.org.